my mentality is do what we can do, common sense things, before we get into the trying to do government overall. Here and then, yes.
Okay. Currently, right now, we have several American cities that have either filed bankruptcy, went bankrupt for all intents and purposes or whatnot. San Diego, San Antonio, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, and the next thing is saying that Chicago is going to be another. And part of the reasons given for bankruptcies in these cities has been a pension system. In San Antonio, the average retiree received 90% of their salary as pension. In Detroit, I believe that number was somewhere around 80%. I don't know San Diego, it's in all honesty, or Chicago's. Recently, Moody's got into a fight with the city council. The city council said that the New York City pension system, for every dollar that the pension system is supposed to be at, they said that it's around 63 cents on the dollar. Moody's said it was probably closer to 33 cents on the dollar. So we have a situation which Governor Christie actually just recently came into problem with Jersey's pension system also being underfunded. As mayor of New York City, we have a pension system that currently we are locked into a lot of old contracts with people without damaging and taking away services from the current workers, police officers, teachers, firefighters, etc., but working within what we have. Can you see a way out of reforming the older pensions that existed and saying, listen, you got one over, but we can't afford this without laying off teachers, firefighters, whatnot, or putting the city into a black hole?
Good question.
No. I can't see, I mean, there's got to be a way through it. And there's got to be, that's tough negotiations. And listen, now, to be honest with you, you can have someone stand here in this position and give you a cute answer, but you've outlined some very difficult, real scenarios.
Unbelievable.
And the truth of the matter is, the city pension system is governed by law. So it's not just the mayor's opinion. Those are legally binding contracts that the city can't break or change or alter, because that was what was signed when those contracts came into being. However, the moving forward and the high cost of pension, one of the things that can be done, I believe, is we can decrease the cost of education by making it more efficient and doing some other things, which I do not, as a rule, I don't think it's wise to talk about the pension, because that's not part of the problem. In terms of New York City, are we in jeopardy of bankruptcy? No, because our tax base is, there's still enough room in our tax base to be able to afford some of the things that we're affording, that we're doing. But what we do need to do is we've got to look toward the future, and we've got to fix these problems. I don't think that the union contracts or the pension plans is going to drag us down those same places that Detroit and Chicago and San Diego went through. I think New York City has a little bit more, room or space in its tension in this contract to go through. Okay, yeah, I can take a couple more questions. Let me take some.
Yes, and I'm so sorry that I was so late, so forgive me for missing out. Unless you've addressed it already, what would you do differently than someone like de Blasio as far as going toe-in-toe with the overreach executive orders that come from Obama straight on down, like with these municipal ID cards for illegal people who broke the law to come here? Because of course we do need reform for immigration, but when it comes to illegal immigration, we're rewarding them. We've become this huge safe haven. What would you do as mayor to put an end to that? And also with the SAFE Act, we all want safer streets, but when people vote against Second Amendment rights and curtailing those Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens, you're just allowing the criminals, because they'll get their guns any way they have to. They don't care about the law. So, but the government, from the federal government straight down, from Obama's White House straight down, it's consistently to chip away at all of our constitutional rights and liberties. How would you protect that as the mayor of New York City?
When I'm elected as mayor of New York City, the people will have spoken. Because by that time, we will have gone through a myriad of other questions and issues like this, and people will see, wait a minute, this guy, you know, while you see, because there's got to be a balance struck between the laws that exist right now and what laws I support, what laws I don't support, and for the mayor to stand up and say, I'm going to reverse this or I'm going to reverse that. And we have to understand that in order for a Republican like me to be elected mayor, there are going to have to be a number of Democrats that are going to vote for me.
Right, but no, they're gonna have to vote on you based on you compromising too much on your core principles?
That's a great question.
It's a tricky balance in the city. You gotta be in it to win it, right?
You gotta be in it to win
Right.
it. And so as New Yorkers, as Republicans, we're going to have to not compromise because I'm not a liberal. I can't play like I'm a liberal. I can't fake like I'm a liberal. Okay? But at the same time, do we as conservatives, are we going to demand that he stand up and stand against, you know, immigration and stand against these unions in order to, because that's what we've done as conservatives. We have insisted that people, if he's not conservative enough for me, then he's not going to get my support and blah, blah, blah. And we don't have anybody that can win in the general elections. Now, I am who I am. And my positions are out there. However, there are certain issues that really need more finesse and more conversation than we can do in these rooms. You understand what I'm saying?
You're willing to have that conversation, finesse that situation, and get people to hear you without staunchly saying, I'm just against that. Say, listen, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Try to pull people in, but still holding on to your core values.
Absolutely.
All right, that's
absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Can we assume that you're seeking the GOP nomination?
Oh, absolutely.
So now, have you been to other areas in Brooklyn, or have you just started?
Yeah, this is my second or third visit in Brooklyn, and my first club in Brooklyn. I've done clubs in the Bronx. I'm due to be in Staten Island soon, but I'm like I said, I'm just getting back from my honeymoon. So now this is 2 years out, and so I'm starting now. But now let me say this, because that's important, because you've got a responsibility. This is not ending, but you've got a responsibility. Please go to my website. Please register so you can hear what's going on with my campaign. Just sign up so you can get emails, so you can start getting our messages and give. I need money. $10 from everybody in this room would be an unbelievable, you know, or $20, $50, $100. And some of you, somebody in this room can give $4,995. I know you're there. I know you're there. It might be you. You came in late. It might be you. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
You make a lot of sense, and I'm very glad to have come. And I'm sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
I have to be somewhere else. But
Oh,
I'm
thank
very
you so
glad
much.
I came.
Thank you. Well, I have
I
a
did.
book.
I got some
You got?
of
Did you
it.
get? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I
Did you
really,
give her
I'm
book?
very happy to have that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I was going to suggest that you also go after
Oh, absolutely. I will do. She was suggesting that I go out to Bay Ridge. I plan to go to every area of the city that will have me. As many rooms like this as I can, and I will be knocking. I'm actually starting to knock on doors this week.
All right.
I'm knocking on doors for most likely Republican voters. Okay? And we're going to be doing some of that in Brooklyn. So if you would like to go with me to knock on some of those doors, I invite you to do that. Go to our website, register, let me know who you are, and believe me, I need your help.
One question that I actually had to come up with a different one from my original one because of what I just transpired. Personally, I like the temperament, because I think that too many people who are on the right want to constantly, immediately jump and just jump and strangle because they're mad for X, Y, or Z, which most of the time they're very entitled to that anger because of what's been happening. But will you be able to bring the right temperament when there is something that you don't like? Maybe it didn't happen today, but there's always that one thing that is just going to make you want to come out of your skin and that's on the floor. It's just that you're a human being, okay? Will you be able to display the temperament that you have displayed here and to take away from the stereotype that conservatives are just angry and just want to fight, yell, scream, and destroy each other and everyone else in the process?
Absolutely. And let me tell you, let me give you proof. It's on my website. Okay, you'll see Comedy Central. No, straight up. I mean, it's like you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it. Look at it.
I'll check it out.
You know, it's just like they're.
Was it Faulkner for New York?
No, yeah, Faulkner for New York.
.com?
And yes, Angel. Could you do me a favor, please? Could you stand back there, and there's some cards. There's some, the business cards. So give me the business card, you'll have my card and my contact information. And they give you, but go on the website. But anyway, what I'm saying is Comedy Central. So I'm on with there are 4 people on the panel, plus the hosts. And again, it's Comedy Central. And they're talking about gay rights, or gay marriage, not gay rights, gay marriage, okay? And they're talking about gay marriage, and so forth. You go on, you'll see. And I handled it. It's like fine. And my son, when I called my son, who said, I told him I was going to be on, he said, "Hey, Dad, that's great. How did you book that?" I said, "I was the only one dumb enough to say yes." but they needed cannon fodder. They needed a conservative that they could beat up on. I'm not that guy, because I can handle myself. I'm not afraid. I'm not homophobic. I'm not this, that. But, I love the city. I want to be able to say to people, listen, don't we want a better city? There are certain things we agree on. Our core values as New Yorkers we share are bigger than the divisions that separate us. And that's what we as conservatives have got to come back to. Unity is our destiny. That is the slogan for my campaign, and that's how we're going to win. Unity is our destiny. I don't want to see our party divided, but guess what? And this is the truth. Republicans can't elect me as mayor of the city of New York. It's going to take Democrats too. And they've got to be able to. Now, if there's a Republican primary, of course, people like you in rooms like this are the lifeblood for me becoming the nominee. And no bones about it.
We helped out Joe Loader get the nomination.
Absolutely.
He pulled it out in Brooklyn. Actually, Joe Loader mailed me this the other day. It says, "Don't blame me. I voted for Joe Loader." And we'll give everyone one of those.
And at some point, Joe and others who were Republican nominees, I think we will be able to have those conversations. But I am a different conservative. I am a black Republican that lives and works in Harlem. Hello. You understand? Do you understand what that meant?
But that's how you're gonna connect to people. You're coming at them from a community. You're talking. You're looking. You're the same as everyone else in the community.
In the community, and I've been there during the Giuliani years. I was in Harlem supporting Giuliani when
You were popular.
and it didn't matter. It was like I'd have people say things about me when I walk in the room, and I'm like, "What? I'm here by myself. What are we talking about?" I'm not a violent man. I love the people of the city of New York, but there are ways to handle things. That's what you're talking about. I understand the way media is. I love the city, and I get New Yorkers. So, there are certain things